This podcast is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition may result in civil liability, criminal prosecution, and the wrath of the tall man.
Boy!
Hey, let's talk about you, the ID10T community events at ID10T.com, like Russ Stevens, a.k.a.
CatBus Russ,
who has started a podcast called 90 for Chill, which Russ says is dedicated to movies with a runtime between 74 and 99 minutes, the time frame that I feel is ideal. Russ, I could not agree with you more. That is a fantastic idea. Russ goes on to say there are times you need a cinematic fix but don't have time for the latest Scorsese masterpiece or offering from a comic book universe. There's also times when you need a conclusion to prevent a binge costing you a whole night. My guest and I try to follow these guidelines as we chat up features that are definitely worth your time and are beyond easy to make time for. 90 for Chill, the podcast, can be found on all major podcast platforms at 90forchill.com, and that's spelling out 90, Ninety, for F-O-R, chill. So there you go. Thank you so much for sharing, Russ. Really great idea for a podcast. Events at ID10T.com for everyone else.
In a world of endless possibilities, his opportunities were limited.
What's up, G? You need some tools to spread a little love?
Until she walked in
I can read a certain type of person's mind.
What type of person is that?
Men.
to spread a little luck. The fool.
You lack resource, knowledge, and power.
500 grand. Sure you ain't exaggerating?
Exaggerating. Certified by the government, fool.
The tower.
Signs of sudden crisis and chaos, followed by revelation.
All of a sudden, I'm getting chased and shot at every time I turn around.
The devil.
I have eyes everywhere, ears everywhere.
All he wanted was a fighting chance.
Give me the rip! Go, girl!
But all he got was the fight.
How you doing?
This winter, the underdog
I ain't going out like no punk.
gets a second chance.
Give me Dara a lot. No!
Let the cards fall where they may.
Turn over the next card and give me something better.
Caught up.
You need to calm down and put your seatbelt on, man. You're dangerous.
Thank you for checking out I Dig Crazy Flicks. This is CatBus Russ, and this weekend I am taking the podcast on the road again. I will be at the UICon in Champaign, Illinois, at the Illinois Conference Center attached to the I Hotel, and I'm going to have 3 panels on Friday night that I'm hosting. So that's going to be from 4, and I'm going to conclude at 11. And how am I going to do that at a reasonable price? I'm going to rely on W Jitterless Energy Blend, the Japanese yuzu powder in particular. Like the best energy drinks on the market, it has about as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, but no artificial colors or flavoring, nothing bad for you in there, and price-wise, you can't beat it. Before W Jitterless Energy Blend, I was spending $80 a month on energy drinks for my job. That's $4 a drink, 20 drinks a month. Now with W, I can cut that in half. And if you go to w.gg and use the promo code CatBusRuss, that's going to take another 10% off your purchase. So look at that as a way to screw the tax man. Again, w.gg, promo codes CatBusRuss. Go and support the show with W Jitterless Energy.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bring the noise.
Hello and welcome to I Dig Crazy Flicks presents 90 for Chill, the podcast with CatBus Russ. I am your host, CatBus Russ, and joining me this week is Jason Parker, quite the cinephile, as we were just warming up for this, bringing a little more culture, I guess DNA discussion about the movie we're going to talk about, which is... Shoot, I got to get the IMDb up. 1998's Bokeem Woodbine starring Caught Up, directed by
Darren Scott.
Darren Scott. Different. I guess we could try just go and say, Scott brother from another mother, but what? Tony's going to complain about that? Uh, sorry. Okay,
Well, and
bad joke.
Darren Scott produced Menace to Society, so he won an
Yes.
Academy Award. He has an Academy Award for Menace to
Mm-hmm.
Society, I believe.
And I believe he directed that as well.
No, he produced it for the
Oh.
Hughes brothers. The Hughes
Oh
brothers directed
shoot.
it. Yeah, that
Okay.
was their
Yeah,
first
I was
big
trying to
thing.
figure out why because producers, unless you put executively produced by Steven Spielberg,
Yeah.
it doesn't really seem to have much, from the makers of. They never actually go and tell you. I guess it was a big thing in the late 80s, early 90s when it was all like Screen Brothers 4 or something like that.
Well, I was
Um,
going to say, Michael Douglas has an Academy Award because he produced One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And
mhm.
so he was the one who got up there and got it. It's kind of boggles my mind,
Oh,
but
well, whenever you see the Tarantino. Well, obviously Tarantino's never won Best Picture, but Affleck or with the Argo, George Clooney pops. What the he was. It just surprises you, and
yeah.
honestly, I think more people should pay attention. Well, I don't know. It's the Oscars. I was about to say should pay more attention, but I don't think Sinners is getting all the. I don't want to call best screenplay a pity award, but no.
Sinners will be nominated for they'll either get nominated for three things or they're going to nominated for like 10 things, but in the end they're going to win like two things, and it'll be
Yeah.
like best costume design and best song or something,
Well, I think they're going to pull the Jordan Peele and win best original screenplay,
Yeah.
especially since one battle after another. And I mean, yeah, we're arguing like against PTA, but will win best adapted and then director. And I don't see it not being PTA's year. And I think it's the approval of Timothy Chalamet to, I don't know. As I say, if it's that predictable, it's not that much fun. And most
Yeah.
people say, wait 5 years, honestly, before you start talking about who should have won the awards back then.
Yeah.
I will stand by the artist, but I digress.
I mean, the Oscars should still apologize for having American Beauty win in 1999. That was the worst movie ever to win the Best Picture. Oh, no, I take that back. Chariots of Fire is the worst movie to win Best Picture.
Yeah, 99 was just a bad batch of obviously Magnolia should have.
Magnolia. Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise it was a pretty bad not really anything to note when you had, for one of the best years in cinema.
Fight Club, which
Yeah.
obviously everyone hated,
Fight Club,
Three Kings,
yeah.
Double Jeopardy. Double Jeopardy is the movie that beat Fight Club at the box office, a movie that no one's ever talked about ever again.
Well, it makes its way on like YouTube channels, your What Cultures, what have you, like arguments like on videos like this is not how the law works in movies type thing. So
I could kill you in the middle of Mardi Gras and get away with it. That was her line in the trailer for that. Double
yeah. Yeah, no, it's not how. It's like people are kind of wishing that they would fake their own deaths just no, wishing that the one you hate is faking their own death just so you can eventually kill them legally.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm gonna walk away, but I'm still listening to you.
Yep. Nope, that's I gotcha. So
I just looked underneath. Never mind.
Oh yeah, no, that happens when you're just trying to look at look around, get in a moment.
Speaking of 1999, that was when I first saw this movie.
All right, great transition back to reality.
I was living in. I was staying in this trailer for a summer. I'm from Alaska, and I just got in when March of 99, I convinced my friends to light me on fire for a fun video thing, which ended up not being that fun because I wound up in the hospital for a couple weeks with second and third degree burns, 25% of my body. But when I got out, the place I moved into we don't have TV up there. There's no like local
Oh yeah.
stations because it's Alaska. So I went to the cable station and I just got HBO and Cinemax.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no other channels but HBO and Cinemax. And then late at night, Todd Hunt came on. And I was like,
Mm.
I'd seen Bokeem Woodbine the year before, probably about a month after this movie came out. The Big Hit came out.
Oh
Another
yeah, I
movie,
forgot
another
to.
big, both movies were crushed
And I think
by
the
Titanic.
right, and The Rock, I think in '97 he actually is in as well.
Yeah. Is he in the room? I don't even remember. I know Tony Todd's in the room.
Oh, he's like I think he's one of the
One of the soldiers.
one of the soldiers, the hesitant one when Tony Todd decides to mutiny. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'd seen him in the Big Hit, and he was the
Mm.
guy who discovered masturbating. He
Yes.
was the hitman who discovered masturbating. He's like, I've been
Hmm.
getting laid since I was 5 years old. He's got all the different lubricants and stuff and
Hmm.
lotions, and so I was like, this guy's pretty funny. And so then the movie came on, and as I said, this is the first time I've watched it in 26 years, 27 years, and I enjoyed it. I mean, a few little, there's some issues, of course, with it, some
Oh
some
yeah.
stuff, but
There's definitely why Darren is usually the money, not the director. It's Markel kind of Markel Lester-esque in a sense, I would
yeah,
say. At least when it came to his later films.
yeah,
So yeah, no, there's definitely a for me, like growing up in uh central Illinois, small smallish town, it is the prudiest town on the most prudish town on I-74 from Iowa to Indiana. I'll say that. But you know, we really have to stretch to figure out how the census population was. Hey, well, we're 96.7% white, and it's like I'm trying to find that 3.3%. My best friend was Indian, but um so this didn't really get a lot of play, at least I would say like your Menace to Society, all of the early 90s, John Singleton, Hughes Brothers, I
big
can't
stuff.
really say I even really opened myself up till film course in college, and we had to one of the assignments was Juice. So, and then it's like, oh shoot, you realize what you're missing and what have you.
Yeah.
Um, so, but
Caught Up is a
this,
lost one. It never,
yes.
it did go to the box office. It was in the theaters. I think it made
Hmm.
a couple $1 million. This was live entertainment. This is right. I think they made two movies and then that was it. Trimark,
Yeah,
they
Trimark
got
got him,
folded into Trimark.
and
And
then
in the 90s, Trimark was the fucking bomb. They put out Dead Alive in the
oh well,
theaters here in
yeah.
America.
Oh, I'm a
Um,
big Gary Daniels fan,
Cube,
so
all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
The
a lot
first
of
UFC fights, where Trimark
hmm
had released them, like we used to rent that
yes.
stuff and watch it. So
Oh yeah.
Trimark's my dog. So, and then they, of
Hmm.
course, they become Lionsgate and
Well, I think they
Lions.
got Artisan. I think got him first, and then
Oh, and then
Lionsgate.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
But you see all that Trimark, you see Artisan, even
Hmm.
Lionsgate 20 years ago was like, this movie's gonna be great.
Right. Uh, well, I mean, it's definitely it's just again a genre I never really got to dive into, and but it's funny when you talk about the Cinemax HBO thing. Well, my parents, that was pretty much going back to when they were having us kids in the late '70s, early '80s. It was like you had your networks on cable. I think you may have had USA as the superstation,
Hmm.
WGN just being, and then it's like you're gonna pay the extra for HBO and Cinemax.
Yeah.
So and that was
Yo,
cool
shout
back in the
out,
day.
shout out to WGN. Late night movies on WGN are always bangers. Like
Yeah.
I saw a lot of weird stuff on WGN at 2 in the
Oh
morning.
yeah, no, getting that's setting the tape up so I can record all of the V on VHS.
Heck yeah.
Um, so uh so yeah, this is so it's interesting because I don't know if I've really seen like I think this might be the first one where Bokeem is definitely
The
the
main
guy
star. Yeah.
that I've seen. Like
I
obviously,
don't think he's ever done it since. It's always been he's, in like Overlord. He's the, he's
yes.
like he's, almost kind of the main guy until he gets killed 10 minutes
Yeah,
in,
that's the spot the guy. And all right, so yeah, I don't know anybody in this movie, but I know that guy. And yeah, the curveball there. I would say I didn't really get a chance to talk to Bai Ling too much. She is a chatty woman. When I was in a ATL comic convention, but like I'm saying, oh yeah, no, I saw it. So the movies I've seen her in. Like my mom is a big Arnold Vosloo fan, so if I find
hmm
a DVD, I'll send it to her. I think it was Living and Dying was that one. And then there was The Breed, a vampire attempt at Matrix style, just like 2 years after The Matrix. And I think everybody was more
Oh yeah,
focused on Adrian
Adrian
Paul.
Pasdar and yeah.
Well,
Pas Adrian
Adrian
Paul.
Paul,
Sorry,
yeah, the Highlander.
the Highlander,
When are we going to
not
get a
the.
Scottish Highlander? That's what I should have asked Billy Boyd when I was in New Orleans last weekend. Uh, because Henry Cavill, Christopher Lambert, Adrian Paul's English, which explains how tacky his accent was when you do flashbacks on Highlander, the series. So yeah, but Bokeem Woodbine and Bai Ling are actually the most interesting thing about that movie. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's had the
I remember the
split.
trailer for that or the
Yeah,
cover.
right. As a to say, no, they didn't. I don't think they hired any martial arts experts for Wire Fu for that feature. I mean, it was a mess, but yeah. So that's my relationship with Woodbine. He's always great.
Yeah,
That's the most important thing.
he was
So,
on the Fargo. He was on that Fargo. He was like
mhm,
Chris Rock's right hand man a couple
right,
seasons back. So,
yeah.
um,
So that's yeah, that's where we're at. So it's a movie about Darren, I think, Daryl. I can't.
Daryl
Yes.
Allen, two first
Uh,
names.
right. So this is something I do have to bring up was well, one, not a I was a little shaky when I saw special appearance by LL Cool J, because usually that's very much a ooh. I mean, it worked in Angel Heart with but De Niro was far more in that. I think it was probably more of a SAG issue then.
Yeah,
But
is LL Cool J an Angel Heart?
no, I'm saying
Oh,
that the first time I see special guest star
oh yeah, yeah.
was
Yeah, I think Darren Scott was calling in all the favors for Caught Up,
oh
and this is
yes,
of course Snoop Doggy Dogg, and that's another thing
as
too. It would be a year or
cool
two
kitty,
after that. Cool
yeah,
Kitty Cat,
kitty
which I
cat,
thought was great.
right,
Um, and this is when he was still Snoop Doggy Dogg. So it was another
yes,
year or so later he got rid of the doggy in there.
hmm
And of course Basil Wallace is in this as
oh
Ahmed the
yes,
Rasta, and you know him as he was Screwface
Screwface, yes, I
from
was just
Barker,
like, oh
and
right,
Screwface and his twin from
yeah, that's what
Marked for Death.
yeah, that's my favorite. Well, I mean, Under
Seagal villain. He
Siege,
is the best. Well, he's the
so,
best Seagal villain of
yes,
of guys you'd
yes,
actually be terrified of.
right. I hope he's not triplets. um, yeah, so it's and that's like so much of the great stuff in this movie you have to wait for. It
Yeah.
makes like I would say, really sell this movie, it's like well, when we were having the conversation, I'm looking at the cast. Oh, Jeffrey Combs, and they don't even list him in the opening credits.
You, I knew who Combs was. Obviously, I mean, I was a big fan of his from the
Mm.
Frighteners and and everything else when I saw this. But when I first watched it, I did not notice him at the beginning, which made it. I feel like
I
now
thought I had an idea of like, oh, is this the robot? He's just doing a robot jock spot where
yeah, yeah,
Stewart needs a favor.
yeah,
And then yeah, it's like
and that's
in the end, it's like this is just the nerdy version of Bruce Campbell in a
yeah,
sense. Like I mean,
yeah,
Bruce Campbell is always cool and stuff. This is like what he would be if he was nerdy in a sense.
yeah.
So I obviously don't want to spoil that, but that's like
That's
you
the reason. That's the reason that only reason I talk about this movie, I mean, I like the movie, but it's that ending. It's the ending. This reminds me of like a Hitchcock film. It's always kind of like
Yes.
a low budget Hitchcock, which we were talking about De
Well,
Palma
De Palma,
and
right.
Body Double, which
Hmm.
all De Palma does is rip off Hitchcock.
Hmm.
But yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I still like it. Watched it the first time in a long time, and I still really enjoyed it, you know?
Well, what I'm getting at is like, I would say, well, it's probably the scene is probably on YouTube, but like, no, it felt so great earning it because it's like I'm
Yeah,
just
exactly.
shaking on this, like, because it's not, as I say, Darren Scott, uh, good, smart producer.
Yeah.
There, it's like probably he had somebody lined up big. They probably backed out. I mean, I'd have to go through Wikipedia on that, but um, and you say, and when you brought up Body Double, which I have not seen, just this movie
Well, when you
said,
want to invite me back, I'm ready to talk about
all
Body
right,
Double.
all right. So this is I just bring up the Body Double element because Daryl is and I put this down in the note. Was three like we 90s big was the Clinton era, three strikes you're out
Yeah.
concept, and as a stupid white kid it's like, well, that seems to make sense, and then it's like, yeah, no, you're in junior high when this happens, Russ. You're not going to, you really don't take the time to know about what it is. And it's like, was it really legal policy? Was it just something screenwriters were trying to lobby for? Like, oh, this
Yeah.
is an easy device. Like, obviously they can't screw up again. But Daryl got out of prison for selling crack,
Yeah.
uh, and did it 4 years, and then he's like talking to his good buddy, like,
And
oh,
he's only out. He's out for what, 2 weeks before his
yeah,
his buddy Trip comes by.
yes. And Trip like tells him like, no, I got 50, he's got 15 grand. I need 10 more grand. I can open up a club.
Yeah.
And Trip says, well, I can get you 10 grand.
I got
And
it in
then,
the bank.
yeah, like, I'm sorry, I worked in a bank. I know it's a sad state of society, but anybody should have, Daryl's a little on the naive side, and that
Yeah, yeah.
is what hinders him. And eventually you get the entire centerpiece around the tarot cards, and but so he does another five
5 years. Well,
years.
let's get to this timeline because the timeline's pretty screwy. He
Mm,
goes to jail for 5 years for the bank robbery. He'd already spent
mm.
a certain amount of time in jail. He's 27 though. He says that he's 27 at the end of the movie. And then Jeffrey Combs says, I've been waiting 7 years
So,
for this, but he was only in jail for 5 years. So a little screwy.
yes,
Um,
like it makes sense if you do the math. Well, if he got locked up at 18, or dare I say, I guess we could say if he got locked up at 16 because, oh, they could have prosecuted him as an
but he
adult.
said he said he was dealing drugs for 10 years. Remember, he said in 10 years he only got shot at once.
Okay, yeah, so that would say he'd
Base,
been dealing
base
crack since he was 6 or
12.
8. No, 6 or 8. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I live in LA and I've
mm,
heard stories. A long time ago, I used to live in an apartment building and there was a guy, his name was Monsell, and he had supposedly been a member of a certain organization, and he
mhm.
would tell stories. He would tell stories about kids who were 13 years old who were slinging crack, who had cars. They didn't even have
I,
licenses, but they're driving around. So it's
mhm.
all. I also, we were talking about the three strikes. I have another friend. He lived in kind of a bad neighborhood. And he said he liked the three strike law because there were a bunch when he was a kid, when he was in high school and he was smoking weed, there would be these gangsters who would come and like steal his weed and beat him
Mm,
up. All those dudes are in jail for life. They all got
mm.
three strikes in the early 2000s and they're gone and never to be seen again. And so he's like, to him, it's a positive. He's like, good.
Yeah,
I still think it's a bad law, but what are you gonna do? You
right.
know?
No, it's well, I mean, I could go on forever. It's like going back to Clockwork Orange, like, Alec got 14 years for murder, and it's like, Honestly, if you're looking to reform a guy, that gets him out in his early 30s,
Yeah.
give him a life to live, I guess is what the thing is, and our system's not designed for that.
Yeah.
Um, so he gets out and can't get a job, obviously. Tony Todd's his parole officer, and it's kind of like
Or
Tony
I guess
is
did
a.
we get into the bank robbery? So he
Oh,
goes his
yes.
and then I'd sent you a message. This is all Highland Park,
Hmm.
the neighborhood where I kind
Right.
of used to live in LA. And as I said, I sent you an article. This is where the new
Yeah.
Adventures of Cliff Booth will be. They filmed a bunch of stuff there, and
Right. That's,
the
yeah.
but he
So I
goes and
guess
he
I hadn't gotten to the movie yet. That's why, like, Daryl and Trip. Okay, well, that was a little
yeah
like
yeah
watched it last night. Like, I like to try
yeah.
getting it as close, putting my watch in as close as the recording as I can do.
I started
Um,
it 2 nights ago. Got
mm,
sick. Started throwing up in the around the tarot card scene, and then had to
mm.
finish it last night. So
Well, I mean, so you're really living the what Daryl's going through.
yeah yeah, I knew
So
what he was feeling.
yeah, so yeah, Trip dies in the robbery. The security guard is
God.
yeah, shot the shit, but we don't go back to him. So he meets like Tony Todd's his parole officer, and it's nice to see Tony Todd not being the intimidating guy. Like,
Tony Todd was awesome in this. I thought he was
yes,
great. He was just you could tell he was only on set for about a day and a half,
right.
you know.
Hmm.
Um, but he elevates everything anytime he's
Yes.
on screen and stuff. And
Hmm.
so I used to go to the YMCA in Hollywood back in like 2004, 2005, and Tony Todd went to the YMCA. And so
Mm.
me and him would talk in the sauna. And he was just the friendliest guy in the world. And I remember the last time I saw him, we only talked a couple times, but
Mm.
he remembered my name. He'd go, Jason, till next time, yada, yada. And I'm really, and he swam. He'd go from the sauna and he'd jump in the pool. And man, that guy swam laps. I never really seen people
Dang.
swim laps in real life.
Mm.
It was waves coming off when he'd go through there. So, and he was big. Because in this movie, he
Oh,
looks kind of skinny. He looks
yeah,
kind of
he
small,
right. And
even
like
compared
again to the year before he was in The Rock.
He's huge.
Yeah.
It could have been filmed though. It could have been filmed in
Oh,
95,
he,
realistically.
right.
I like Tony Todd's mustache. That's my favorite part of the
Yeah,
movie is the
that
little
was
mustache he has.
yeah, nice little like it's kind of the dare I say the goofy Kevin Kline element to it. Like
Yeah.
if Kevin Kline's not got a mustache on, oh, it's gonna be a serious flick. But if he's got it
Yeah.
on, it's a different guy. Going back to A Fish Called Wanda and a French Kiss, I believe. Haven't seen French Kiss, but
I saw it. You didn't miss anything. I was a huge Meg Ryan fan in the
uh,
90s. I was obsessed with her, so I watched everything she was in, and
hmm.
it wasn't good. I like Tony Todd. He's got some great lines when he first meets Daryl Allen. He's like, "My
Oh
mom
yeah,
always said never trust a man with two
and with
names."
two first names.
But it's like, I mean, it's his first name and his middle name. Like, it's not really like, wouldn't it be, isn't that supposed to be like the first and last name where you wouldn't trust a guy with a name like James Williams,
Oh
or
yeah,
James
no,
Williams?
it's right. No, I have a pro wrestling story as when I eventually had to adopt a different moniker or at least last name in certain promotions because I went down to Springfield. I'm sitting like, all right, I'll be on the next card. That's cool. And uh, then a guy comes out with the name Bradley Stevens, and it's like, well, uh, I can't like it was easy enough, especially in wrestling. Like, oh, first names you can get away with. Russ Bradley. All right. No, and the worst thing is he spelled with a PH, and I'm very much about the fact that what other word in the English language does PH sound like a V? It
Isn't that is weird.
like thank you, Steph Curry, for living your truth. Um, so yeah, then there's entirely deep story about how I came up with the last name Staley, but um, yeah, it's probably spoken about that before on the pod. So he gets the parole, can't find a job. He's staying at the Foxy Lady Hotel.
And I tried to look that up and see if I could find where it's at because it looked kind of
Mm,
familiar, but I didn't know. I couldn't find what neighborhood it was in. He said it was
mm,
on Los. He said it was in La Cienega, but
mm.
I don't
So,
know.
yeah. Uh, but he meets a girl who looks very close to his baby mama.
Yeah, Cinda
Then,
Cinda Williams, right? And
yes.
she's still working. She's still doing
Hmm.
stuff. She's got a ton of credits, just
Yes.
plugging away.
And he uses his charm to talk his way into, Miss Go Away and Leave Me Alone, as she first addresses herself. And she says she's looking at a book about diamonds, and she says she was a psychic, and actually believes in her qualities, dare I say.
Yeah,
Or so he walks her to her car, and they are immediately shot at.
by a man in black too, very
Black,
like
yes.
very giallo kind of outfit, you know.
Right, exact, yeah.
Almost kind of reminds me of the what's that guy, the Zodiac, but without the
Mm,
symbols on there. It looks exactly
hmm.
like that. Trying to, and of course Daryl's like, "What are you getting me into? Who's after you?" You
Yeah,
know.
and
Um, and then it's do they have sex that night?
yes, they do.
And that's like, Sinners is the the first movie to have some good pussy eating in the in it. They got a
Yes,
history of it. That was a good sex scene. I
yeah,
thought they really went for it. She really went all out, and
right. Now
they don't
I
make them
do.
like that.
Well, I do like the joke that, and I've written a blog about it, that the sex scene is kind of a lazy writing trope. Like, huh, do I have to, like, I gotta make the page count. I gotta get it to 120. Yeah, we'll just throw a sex scene in. That'll be 2 minutes. Like, there are some great sex scenes. Don't get me. I mean, no, there's plenty of great sex scenes. I'm just saying sex scenes that are important to the story. I do kind of
Yeah.
like the idea of, like, and fade to black. We know.
Yeah, I'm just as happy keeping my sex and pornography, realistically.
Oh,
Um,
especially nowadays. Yeah.
well, then we were talking about Body Double there. When they first kiss and the
Mm.
camera spins around them, that's literally a scene from Body Double where Craig Wasson finds this Gloria, forget her name, Gloria something, and they make out on the beach and
Mm.
the camera spins around and gets all kind of crazy and stuff.
I
So
think that's technically breaking the simplest rule of direction. Like, you have to have a wall at some point, like
yeah.
the invisible line you don't cross.
Yeah, this is like it's like one of those the cameras nowadays that spin all around
Oh,
you.
once bullet time happened,
Yeah.
a
Well,
year
that's
later, it changed everything. And I'm not necessarily saying for the best,
no,
but
no.
like, just watch Swordfish, and that'll
Ugh.
oh yeah.
Swordfish, of course, that was the first film when it came out on VHS and DVD that had one of those contained scenes of terrorist activity because
Oh,
it came out in like
2001.
October,
Just
yeah,
well, I think it
October or November. No, no, on video when it came out because I
yeah,
was working
well,
at
yes, I was
Blockbuster.
about to
Yeah,
say, right, because it
it was
was
a summer movie.
2001, but yeah. Um that was like the first time my friends, well, the first time my friends, like, referred to, yeah, I like this movie, but is it really any good? Let's go and make Russ watch it. And it was Donnie Darko, and it's like, yeah, no, I don't. I think it's writing's kind of lame. The entire working itself into a circle could have been done better, and took me off of Jake Gyllenhaal until Okja. It's like, oh, well, that was good. And
Yeah,
then, like, I watched Spider-Man Far From Home, and it's like, and it's not Jake Gyllenhaal's fault. uh, but it just wasn't, like, ooh, I'm not very promised in what the Spider-Man franchise has.
yeah, I've been
So,
disappointed. Well,
yeah.
speaking of Swordfish is what I describe as a fake action movie. Because like if you think about it, there's the shootout with the cars that lasts about 3 seconds in the middle of
Mm,
it, where Travolta jumps up and does the double machine gun, like the
yes.
dumbest shit in the world. and then the final scene with like the helicopter where Vinnie Jones gets blown up. But it's like, yeah, it was like,
Yeah, it's
fake action
very
movie.
right. I mean, Don Cheadle and Hugh Jackman have a tumble, but
Yeah,
that's about
but no
it.
real set pieces. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm.
Um, and then does she do the tarot reading before or after he gets the job?
He does it. She does it after the job. She hooks him
Yeah.
up with a guy,
Oh,
Billy.
she sleeps after the first night of sleeping
Right.
together. Bokeem wakes up with a gun in his
And
face from
yeah.
Wild Bill,
Mm.
her good friend Bill,
Mm.
who then Bokeem beats the crap out of and tells him he's going to kill him if he sees him again. But
And
then he accepts the job
but
because he needs a job.
you're right. And he immediately gets finds a connection with Clifton Powell,
Yeah,
a Herbert, a guy with a
eye
one gold
patch.
tooth, eye patch, says he killed a cop, but since the cop was strangling him, um, or he was
He was a
strangling a
dirty
cop
cop.
who had an ice pick in his eye, and he strangled him to death.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
they bond. You see that Billy's running a limo service, but it's basically just a cover so you can go and do your dirty deeds. I don't look in the rear view, but then you got the most yuppiest people handing, like, was this the start of fentanyl? Like
Yeah, right.
the Purdue brothers?
Oh, you know what's funny? So I used to do Uber, and back in 2018, I picked up this kid, some SoundCloud rapper, who just like moved here from like Indiana or something. And I drove him at 1 in the morning. I drove him a half hour to go pick up some Xanaxes. Like he just told
mm,
me what he was doing. And he was like, "Oh, he's like, wouldn't this be a great front? You could just like drive and they would think it was an Uber driver." And I go, "Bro, I go, you don't think anybody's ever thought of that before,
mm,
you know?" But literally, we get to this house, the guy runs inside, and 1 minute later, he runs out with a handful of Xannies, like 20
jeez.
Xannies. It was wild, but that's why I miss driving Uber, man. It was always something, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, that makes me think back to my 2006, where I'm trying to help out a den of junkies and all the weird driving situations there.
Hey, when in doubt, don't help anyone. That's just,
No, that's why I'm a cat owner. I'm codependent as all hell. It's like
yeah.
that
No, I'm
that's
in the
my outlet. So,
I only say that because I don't take my own advice.
oh,
I've
no,
every
it's
every person I've helped has 9 out of 10 of them have screwed me over. So, but hey,
yeah.
what are you gonna do? I
Oh no,
digress.
it's a right. That's a long, like, you stop and really think about what analyze what you do. No, I've pretty much justified everything I've done, and like, they might be in a better place. I mean, bankruptcy was not a good place for me because of it, but yeah,
Yeah.
or couple of nights in jail, like, yeah. Um, so yeah, he's doing all this driving. Eventually, Herbert
Stacking the
quit.
money.
Yeah, Herbert quits,
Gets fired.
but
I thought
that's
Herbert got fired.
oh yeah, I think so. So it's either that's kind of like we'll get back to Herbert, but um,
And then it's the
it all
tarot
it, you
reading.
get the tarot reading, and you know, I that's one of those things. Tarot readings are something you have to do totally sober, so it's bullshit. That's all I can say. I've had drunken moves. Oh, there's the cool scene where they're looking at the club before they get shot at again, and then we find out who might be chasing Vanessa is what they suspect.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
And
we
then
hear
there's
about Ahmad.
I I love the scene where they go to the club and
Yes, that's what I
he's
was.
doing his,
So
his old
I got
dance
the
moves,
right. I got the movie in my
the Cabbage
peripheral.
Patch.
So
He's
right,
doing the Cabbage Patch.
like, yeah. So I've got the movie running in my peripheral, so I know, like, yeah, let's kind of no, not go too long. It's one of those weird things. You do a movie podcast originally based around movies between 70 and 100 minutes, and then you like, talk 2.5 hours about They Live, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, gotta got to try to keep everything in perspective.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
they have the dance, they have the tarot reading, and then they get shot at
and
again.
he gets the fool card. I think we kind of left that part
Yes, the
out. Like,
Fool. Death is the ultimate card at the end of all of this reading. And like, yeah, he's not definitely not receptive to anything. And of course, tarot you don't take literally, but
yeah.
like, oh gosh, got it. That looks like a jail. Like,
And then of course after the second shooting, that
mm,
was a cool card that who the shooter shows up in.
right.
He's like, look at this old card. And Bokeem is smart. Daryl Allen's smart because the minute that happens, he pulls over and he goes, "This is it,
Yeah.
chick. We're done." He's like,
Right.
"This is the second."
Tell me what I'm
Yeah,
into. And yeah, she, no, this is this guy out east. And it's like, no, guys, don't send hitmen. They will take care of it themselves, usually
yeah.
with their bare hands. Uh, so he, after that, he gets called by Billy to do a
A late night
pick up a
job.
car. Right.
And this to me is
this is where you
this
get
is like as
Snoop.
Hitchcock. This is as Hitchcock as you get was the car scene. But
Mhm.
Snoop Doggy Dogg, even though I haven't seen this movie in 27 years, I will always remember his lines when he gets in the car.
Yeah, I'm
He goes,
10 inches.
I was 10 inches deep in the and I was like, what? I was like,
Well,
what?
there's Snoop. That's what Snoop is for. Like, there's another movie I've done on the podcast, The Big Bang with Antonio Banderas. Um, oh, it's hell of a cast. It was straight to video, but you had William Sat like it's basically Antonio Banderas starts the movie blinded from a concussion, and he's being interrogated by a group of cops led by Thomas Kretschmann, I think is.
Oh, I love Kretschmann.
Yeah,
The,
Delroy
the, oh, I love Delroy Lindo too.
Lindo and William Fichtner are the cops interrogating him, and you hear this long story, and it eventually at one point it brings, as Banderas is trying to search for this woman, um, he comes across a porn, trying to find where she's been, and a porn set, and it's the director is Snoop Dogg. And it's like we're talking about in the film they're shooting is like hey, she is the like ultimate succubus. She can't be satisfied, and they keep it's a gangbang essentially. They keep rotating people out, and then eventually Snoop, I'm going full auteur. And,
of course, Snoop he made all those. Snoop made a bunch of porn films in the early 2000s.
oh yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, this and right around the time that he was doing like Snoop's Hood of Horror or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
I never saw any of them.
And there's this weird James Franco movie that I loved. James Franco directed called Future World. And he had a brief role in that as like the sex lord or something running like it's a real stupid names and such.
I know the porn site kink.com like 10, 12 years ago, I was reading an article and James Franco was there for like a week straight, just hanging out with everybody.
Doing the entire, dare I say, those Criterion YouTube videos where they let an actor into there and like looking over the movies. Like I could just see James Franco doing that. Oh, the best of Larkin Love.
What's that smell?
So yeah,
and then
he
gets
the car, he finds has a blowout, which is probably another De Palma call out, like, or at least how this movie is going. That's what I immediately think. Like, did somebody shoot the tire out?
To me that scene with him getting the blowout, going to change the tire, finding the dead body in the trunk. To me, and then of course as he's changing the tire, a police officer pulls up in front of him, of course, instead of behind him, which is interesting. And then as the cop's talking to him, the trunk pops open,
right,
and the cop's like, "Oh, you're gonna have your trunk closed." And that to me was like, it felt like an old noir film from the 40s, like something you'd see. Or
something
very
like
cliche almost. But
the Sins they do it in Sin City with
oh yeah,
Clive
yeah,
Owen,
exactly.
And I think that was the Tarantino that actually directed
The
portion.
segment, yep.
So it's like, do I go try to talk my way out of this? Or no, that's my third strike. So he's
I'm about
about
to
to
kill this cop. Yeah,
cop, and then the cop just pushes the
closes the
trunk down,
trunk.
doesn't even look in there. Um,
Yeah,
which
probably the nicest cop that's ever been in a movie,
yes,
realistically.
definitely in L.A.
Hmm.
uh, so he goes, beats Billy up, quits, and then it's just really this movie is all chaos from there. He
Yeah,
quits, and then we find out Herbert is not who he says he is. He's a cop, and like that's
a very mean cop at that.
yes.
Like
The
he's like, you
entire
thought we were
slapping and
friends because we were drinking some beer.
right. Yeah, slapping him around,
Then he spit in
slapping
his
around.
face.
Well, Daryl
Bo-Keem spits
spits
in his face
first.
once, and
Yeah,
then he spits
that's a
in his
good
face like
one.
three
That's a good
times,
one.
right?
And then he smacks him around a bit, but doesn't really make clear like, you're gonna work so you can keep this up, and like he doesn't. So, so it's all screwy, and that's where you get the noir twist near the end. I mean, well, not the ultimate twist, as they say.
Yeah.
You gotta earn that with this movie.
And then he go and meet up
He goes and
with
meets
her
up with
next?
Vanessa, and he finds about the diamond.
Okay.
And then
One
they
diamond. She claims that she just stole one diamond from him
right,
that's worth $500,000.
and then they have they have a sex. Well, this is your fade to black sex scene. I mean, you can't really after what they did in the first one. You really
Yeah.
like. I mean, yeah, you're gonna see this on Cinemax, but we're not that.
Yeah.
And the classic. Well, I mean, it's one of those that doesn't make sense. Like, why the cops
Why did he not
knocking?
wake up?
Well, why did he not wake up? Why are the cops at the door expecting something?
Well, it's
Expecting
the guy
her.
is with him. Lawton is
Oh,
with him.
okay, I didn't catch that.
But they don't
Yeah.
show his face. It's two cops in
In
it's a
uniform
black
and
detective and then the two
uniforms.
cops.
Yeah.
And you see the side of him, but you don't realize it's him.
Okay. Right. So, yeah, we find Vanessa murdered.
Knife in her chest, and she's been tied up.
Right.
Bokeem Woodbine didn't wake up during that whole thing.
Covered in blood.
Yeah.
I mean, he did never trust somebody who insists that you have a drink. And never drink first. I mean,
yeah.
Never trust somebody who doesn't drink. That was something that they didn't appreciate when I was in alcohol risk counseling. Have you not seen Game of Thrones? Like Roose Bolton? No, you don't. Or professional wrestlers who end up being scumbags. Oh no, he never drank with us. So I don't know how I would handle the professional wrestling scene now with everybody like, yeah, no, we got our video games in the car. We're not going to hang out at the bar.
Yeah, video games.
Yeah,
and then so the cops are there. He jumps out the window, and I think is it the next scene? He goes to his buddy to buy a Nina, as he says, the Glock.
Right, and he reminisces about the good times in the hood. Like, oh, it was fun what we were doing.
All our crime stuff.
Yeah.
Gets offered to buy, gets machine guns, bulletproof vest, anything he wants, but he goes, no, I'm just here.
I'm just looking for Nina. And the bulletproof vest though is just hilarious. The Superman
hats on it.
So yeah. And now from there he's trying to play detective.
He goes to Billy's.
He goes to Billy's first. Yes, that is one of the silliest scenes.
Yeah.
Especially like Lethal Enforcers, dude. Billy, come on, that's Area 51 time or Time Crisis,
and that's another thing too. That's why maybe it was filmed in like 93, 94, 95.
Yeah.
Lethal Enforcers was a badass video game.
Yes, it was.
It was better than what was it? What was the machine gun game before that? Project Wolf.
Yeah.
You remember that one with the
Well, and
Uzi?
you had the Terminator 2, the arcade machine, and
Mm.
Midway ran that machine gun thing for a while. This so Konami like was the Lethal Enforcers guys. Um, yeah, it's before Time Crisis where you really get
Time
the
Crisis
duck and
was
cover
better.
elements.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh, yeah, so he's trying to get the answers from Billy. This is our blink and you miss Michael Clark Duncan moment.
Yeah.
Moment.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Even though I've heard was a horrible person, but whatever.
I,
I don't like to
I
speak ill of the dead.
yeah, I've really haven't. It's kind of like for me, he's there.
Find Kevin. Hey, there's a Kevin Pollak interview about
Okay,
his experience with him on Whole Nine Yards,
okay.
and then like at the end of the story, Bruce Willis calls him and he goes, "Hey, we're making a sequel," and he goes, "Well, I died. I can't be in it." He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna bring you back," and he's like,
It,
"Is everybody else coming back?" He's like, "Everybody's coming back except that an asshole, Michael Clark Duncan." And Bruce
all right.
Willis, he made his career because he had him in
Mm-hmm.
Armageddon,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he was reading the Green Mile on set of the
Mhm.
Armageddon, and he goes, "You should play this guy Coffee," and he's the
Yeah.
one who put him in for the movie.
Oh,
But
okay.
Michael Clark Duncan,
It's
security
just it.
guard.
You see, I remember that he was actually at the disco demolition night, so it's like, oh, and no, I'm not a Chicagoan. I've got no matter how many six-pointed stars I have tattooed on me. Um, Big Cubs fan, but oh, he was at disco demolition night. He's got to be. And then slamming salmon. It's like, huh, Debs. Like he does all these little projects. It just kind of makes you think, oh, doesn't seem like a bad guy. No,
Yeah,
that's what paychecks are for.
yeah.
Gotta keep your
His
SAG insurance.
his last girlfriend, the girlfriend who was with him when he died, was Omarosa.
Mm.
She actually tried to perform CPR to bring him to keep him
Oh.
alive and stuff.
Mm.
But she's kind of a hit or miss
Yeah.
herself.
Right. Yeah.
These people find each other. These people find each
Yes.
other.
Right. Yep. This missed out on reality TV. He had it all planned out.
Yeah. Oh, actually, he was good in The Island as the two different people. Remember, he was
Okay.
like and he gets. Do you remember The Island? The crappy Island with Michael
no,
Bay,
it's
Ewan
my yeah.
McGregor.
I was and that's tough for me because I'm a big Ewan McGregor and Steve Buscemi fan, and like but it was like no, I don't trust Michael Bay,
No,
so
of course not.
yeah. So then yeah, so he's trying to play detective to get this all figured out. He runs down Billy, and this is where Ahmed shows up
Yeah.
after they put three in Michael Clark Duncan, and I mean it's a funny scene.
My wife thought this was hilarious.
Yes.
So yeah, of course, Bokeem is hiding in the
The
closet,
closet.
and Billy's homosexual, or at least it's implied.
He's coded. He's coded. He's definitely
people make implications about his,
and he keeps denying he does denials, but yeah, he's coded that way.
But to me, I thought it was funny because even Ahmed makes fun of him for being gay, and he goes, "I know where Daryl Allen. He's in the closet," and then which is kind of an added little thing. And of course, they don't believe that he's in the closet, and the torture is, which I thought was pretty brilliant thing. Of course, not the best way is he ordered sulfuric acid through the internet or through the mail.
Yeah,
and he was going to put drops on his head to burn him so that he would tell the information. And
right.
Stuff. And
I'm listening. I'm just doing my best to.
The guy puts on a little too much acid, and Billy doesn't survive.
Yeah. You said what the drop. Oh shoot! I'm sorry. I hate it when I slip into an accent, but
Bumbleclaw.
You told me to put a proper dropper on him. No, I said a proper drop. So.
And then, of course, when Ahmed goes, or the guy goes to open the closet, and he's not in there.
Yeah,
so Woodbine is doing the Mission Impossible, like where he's holding himself up, which is like the most ridiculous thing, but still pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So sorry, trying to figure a way to get these charged while I'm.
No worries.
Yeah. Okay. No, I got her figured out.
And then so Billy's dead. We've got and then next it's he he leaves town, right? He steals Billy's car.
He's about to make a run for Mexico, and no, he's got to see this through. He calls
Yeah,
LL Cool J,
his
his
who's been seeing his baby mama, or his, who's
married to her.
raising his child, who he talks to on the phone for the first time in the kid's whole entire life,
Yeah,
basically. So right after
stay
he
out of
was born,
trouble.
go stay in school.
Yeah,
Because
and
Daryl Allen knows that there's no way he's getting out of this.
right.
He's 1 second away from going back to jail or being murdered.
Hmm.
And then LL Cool J reveals that she has disappeared. She's been
Yeah,
gone for 4 or 5
for the
days.
days,
And
which is not unusual.
yeah, real talk though, LL Cool J as as the character was such a
Hmm.
nice guy to his girlfriend's
Then,
ex-husband.
well,
Like,
yeah,
oh hey man, how's it going?
yeah.
Sure, you
I'm
want to talk
taking
to your
care of your
son?
kid, right?
Sure, you want to talk to him? Like, pretty chill,
Mm,
you know. Of
yeah,
course, LL's just there for the as the favor, to Darren Scott. I'm
right.
sure, he's
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of if you watch like I watch a lot of bad movie Bible YouTube videos, and I found out about this from watching a movie on Amazon once called Robo Vampire, which is a director down, well, it was an entire production studio in Hong Kong. But the director Godfrey Ho, it's basically I'm going to take a movie from Taiwan, uh, cut these in here. We're gonna throw in people dressed as ninjas and fluorescent colors, and we're so basically Franken movies.
yeah,
But like they always make it a important note. The important thing to have is telephones, so you can have two movies communicating with each other. So that kind of gave me a like, oh yeah, he was like not really too much on the set, and like, oh, was he even did he record these lines for this movie or
yeah.
type thing?
Well,
Yeah.
you've seen Mute Witness, right? Mute
No, I
Witness.
have. No, I haven't. I've seen bits and pieces, but
So so in Mute Witness, he had I don't know when he came up with the idea, the guy who directed it, but basically the movie came out in like 95.
yeah,
In 1988 or 1989, he was at Cannes. He met Alec Guinness and convinced Alec Guinness to shoot one scene for him. So they
yeah.
shot a one day, like a one morning scene. And
Hmm.
then 5 years later, he made the rest of the movie and just put in these scenes of Alec Guinness, like talking through, like Alec Guinness is just in a car the whole time with the window rolled down.
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Like you would never
Hmm.
know that they weren't in the same room.
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a fun trick, especially when you have a fun movie. Like as I say, I wouldn't recommend Robo Vampire, like because
you
supposed to be a RoboCop knockoff, and you got the jumping Chinese vampires. It's a um really just silly affair. Um
Do you remember that Woody Allen picture? What's up,
uh
Tiger
put
Lily?
Tiger Lily, yeah.
Yeah, and that's and
Haven't watched it, but like again,
I
bad
saw.
movie Bible like, oh, you could actually enjoy this Japanese James Bond knockoff anyhow.
Well, I think what it was, he bought the rights to. He bought like
Yes.
four or five of the movies and just edited them together and then just
Hmm.
redubbed them and stuff. And it was
Right.
I
And
watched it. I watched it in high school or middle
yeah.
school, and it was okay, but it was like it was very like it reminded me of like a Mad Magazine, but like real sort of
Yeah.
thing because they're saying like stupid. It's all about. It goes from a spy movie, but in What's Up, Tiger Lily, it's a it's a chicken salad recipe. They're all
Hmm.
hunting after
Oh,
chicken salad
yeah.
recipe. So like,
Oh, it's from Woody Allen's experimental days before he,
yeah,
hit it like that's like I mean, yeah, it's I haven't done any Allen on the show, and it's like I'm game for it because separate the art from the
you
artist,
see
but
Match Point? You see Match Point?
no, I haven't. No,
Match Point. Match Point
last
is
one I saw,
amazing.
yeah, last one I saw was so I haven't honestly have not dove too much into his dramas, so.
Yeah, I've
I heard
only
good, yeah, great things
I
about Match Point.
well
He's got
because
one with
Match
Ewan
Point,
McGregor and Colin
he's
Colin
not in it.
Farrell in there. No,
Yeah.
he has one that was afterwards, like as I'm
Yeah,
watching.
no, I remember that one where they're
Yeah,
brothers.
yeah.
He also did another. This is so Match Point's the first time he worked with Scarlett Johansson, which he did
Hmm.
again with like a
With
Hugh
Scoop.
Jackman movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Scoop.
yeah.
Right.
Which I never saw. But the thing I like it is because it's you would never know it's a Woody Allen movie. It's just a
Yes.
really great British thriller with who's the actor, the
I
guy
think
who
it was
played it.
Owen.
What?
Clive Owen. I
No,
think no.
no, it's the
Um.
guy. He's like the Rise Davies. Something Rise.
Oh, Jonathan
Reese
Rhys
Davies.
Davies.
Jonathan Reese
Yeah.
Davies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
Um.
in it. Emily Mortimer, I believe.
No, I think sorry, Jonathan Rhys Myers. Jonathan
There you
Rhys Davies is Sala and Gimli.
go. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, the Welsh. What can you say?
But
I
he's
think Irish, but yeah. I mean, no. There's a. So we get.
so then
Mm,
he hires a random person to help him dig up a grave. Like, did that?
yes, that was like.
He goes, "This is what I'm paying you for." And I go, "Where did he find this random like white dude?" You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
was about to
Like,
say we've only established one white guy with dialogue in this entire. Well, I mean Billy
who aren't
is.
cops? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean Billy, I can't really nail it down. I didn't really wiki him too much. He's actually more of a director producer guy,
Yeah,
honestly.
he didn't do too much after that acting wise.
Yeah,
Um,
so
but they dig up the body
yep,
and he discovers that it's not Vanessa, it is
it's
his ex.
Trish.
Yeah,
Yes, and we find out. Oh, the tattoo, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, his mom,
In her privates.
Yeah, her mama didn't want to. She didn't want her mama to see it. Um. So yeah,
No wonder LL Cool J is like, oh yeah, I've heard your name all the time.
yeah, that's yeah. Did that? Well, you don't get that until after that. So, the foreshadowing. Um. So then he's
Then he
following the
figures it
cop.
all out.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
following the cop. Cop, and then we get ourselves a you know. So this had to be after 94, at least when it was filmed, because that's when the America was introduced in the Mexican standoff
Yeah, yeah.
with Reservoir Dogs 91, and then Pulp Fiction did a little bit better with the diner scene.
Yeah, that
Um,
Mexican stand-up was pretty good. We get the whole reveal that it was
mm,
she stole the diamonds, that she's working with the
with
cop.
Cop, yeah,
Um, um,
and
and they knew that he was going to come over, and now they've
mhm,
decided to sell the diamonds for $2 million, which is
right,
funny too because I'm like,
20 cents on the dollar,
yeah, yeah,
essentially.
yeah. But it's like this guy's a cop. He's going to give up. He's going to give up his pension for like, yeah, I mean, $2 million is a lot, but like an LAPD pension is probably going to pay you more than that over the course of your whole entire life. You know, like,
Well, I mean, this is laying down the groundwork. You go and invest. Plan for the future. Plan for the future. Never mind, you have to get the hell out of there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
yeah.
do like they're talking about the people, the different buyers. She says one guy, she goes, "Oh, is it the guy who looks like?" He goes, "No, it's the guy with the
No,
mustache."
it's
And blah
like
blah.
the yeah. Is it
They have
the
this
um
duck hands or something like that. The guy has a
right? And
ridiculous
then
name.
yeah, and then it's no,
No,
it's
short with a bushy mustache,
right. Yeah.
and he
Well,
gets thrown through a window.
avoid the slurs. Uh.
Was
So
he?
yeah.
And he must have. The funny thing is, they shot him somewhere else. They
And then
brought him there just to throw him through the window. You know, like
yeah, but and then they took the money with the money. They just have the money laying out like it's almost looks like they threw him with the money.
yeah.
Like
And so we've got Ahmed's two men, we've got
mm,
Lawton,
and
and then
Vanessa and
Bokeem's
Easy
handcuffed on the ground,
round. Yep, regains
and then
consciousness, knocks over a lamp, so we don't
Lamp.
actually have to shoot the film.
Anybody.
The yeah. It's like a lot of Caro syrup in this movie, not a lot of
Mm,
squibs.
Yeah. Oh gosh, one of the worst. We'll talk about this at the end,
Mhm.
but then yeah, so she's still alive, or she's dead, but she's
She's
dying.
dying. Yeah.
And she walks and tells him she's always in love, and it was always.
Mm.
And so what I got was, to be honest, I actually feel the second time watching it now, I feel like she is actually Trish. It's like the spirit of Trish being
Uh,
like, I always loved you, yada,
mm.
yada, yada. Because it's like, it doesn't make sense that Vanessa, this guy she went out with like a couple times, who like, my thing going back to Body Double,
Mm.
is in Body Double, you're introduced to one of the characters who's end up like trying to like fool the other character, sort of. And
Yeah.
it's like the first moment you don't even know he's there, but he's already setting up the plan. And this to me, as soon as he told Vanessa that his ex looked just like her, I feel like she started to come up with this idea of like, oh, I'll keep this
Okay.
guy around because he's,
Mm.
we can, this thing.
Right.
But then again, I'm not really sure either. And then they're all dead,
Yep.
and he decides to take the
To
money,
right, and
the
he
2 million,
calls, tries goes
Tony
to clear
Todd.
his name, and like, yeah, the problem, their timeline doesn't match up.
Which is funny that like this guy that he tells this whole story over the
Hmm.
phone to, it's your quarter. And
Yeah.
then he just like he figured it all out, and he's like, oh, someone else.
Yeah, it's coming
There's
after
no
you.
Yeah. If Ahmed didn't know that she was in LA until after she was murdered, who was shooting at you, and he goes, hmm. He gets in his car, the car from earlier with the original
Mm.
shooter runs
Yes.
into him, and he wakes up, and we've got our man in black, who I guess, are we spoiling this here?
Hey, I mean, let me take a look over this. You've made it an hour in, so I think we're
Well, I guess we could say, I mean, we're going to ruin the ending. Anybody
right.
listening right now, if you don't want this big, great surprise,
Oh, yeah.
then
So,
don't do it.
rate and subscribe on your favorite podcast apps, 5 stars preferably. Be as honest as you like in the comments. I will learn from them. All right. So, yes, the shooter reveals himself as Jeffrey Combs, just the security guard in the credits, and he is like, I don't understand what you're doing, why you're doing this. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even know you. I've been waiting 7 years for this.
Even though he was only in jail for 5 years for
Right.
that crime.
He's down. It looks like this guy is going to threaten to have his way with them, or it's like, you're gonna look at this.
He pulls his
Drops
pants down.
trow. And
Well, because
we
he calls him a motherfucker. He
oh
goes, I
yes.
can't, he goes,
I'm not a
Jeffrey Combs's monologue at the end here is one of the most disjointed, kind of like, hey, let's take some stuff from the Bible. Let's take
throw
some
some
stuff from here.
Shakespeare, which he cuts called
Whatever.
out on that.
And so
Knock off this Shakespeare shit.
and then he does another Shakespeare line, but he goes, I can't be a fucker because I don't have the right tools. Look at me now. And when you look over, when finally Bokeem does it, he's got a colostomy bag. He has
Bag.
no more penis. And
Mm.
it turns out that when his friend Trick robbed the bank, he shot Jeffrey Combs' nuts off.
So you get Chekhov's security guard, and then you get Chekhov's bulletproof vest as he shoots Bokeem into I'm not
The drink.
for, yeah. And he celebrates and like, well, that's and decides, yeah, that's gonna be the highlight, and offs himself.
That was one of the worst. You're talking about squibs. That thing that came out of the back of his head when he shot himself. I go,
Mm.
did someone just toss? Like, you saw that, right? How
Yeah.
lame that was. Like,
Mm.
it was as though someone was off screen and they threw a piece of like a ball up in the air.
Yeah.
And then of course it's revealed that he had the bulletproof vest
Yeah.
on.
Yep. He was
Convinced him to buy it.
right. Yep. Hell of a salesman.
Yeah.
And
Which I still don't understand where he came up with any of that money. Like, I mean, yeah, he was saving it, but like, where did he save it at? Was he having it on his person the whole time? Did he have it in his hotel room, which he wouldn't go back to?
Yeah,
or did the guy just give it to him on credit?
Well, there's also good chance there, but I mean, there's you look at enough. You go through the Donald Trump Georgia case, and like, come on, how did you? Why would you have that much money on you? It's like, well, that's just how we're raised. So, as they're trying to disqualify the DA down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's yeah. So he gets his happily ever after, and then you get the weird fact that now we find out that Daryl didn't have a father figure in his life, and it's like all these little details, and working the title into it. The trick is not getting caught up.
Caught up. Well, of course, it's not really a happy ending because he's always going to be sad because Trish is not there, and he's
Right.
DJing. He's DJing at the end with the most like the most depressed look on his face, and it's good. Could you imagine being in a club and the DJ is just,
Hmm.
"Ugh."
Yeah. And it's weird, and then you get also that weird vibe that he's like telling his waiters the entire story.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, he he tells the three servers, and like I'm just like, is this how he starts every shift at the club? Like, hey, let me tell you about this time that. Also, the other thing too is the fact that he's able, because I think they only give him a half a million at the end. He's able to keep a half a million, right?
right.
And the fact that someone could open a club with a half $1 million is the most unrealistic thing nowadays of the whole plot.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what it'd be like in 1998. Obviously, you can't do anything. Well, I've never been that far west.
Yeah.
Vegas is the furthest I've been. Uh, Arizona, just visiting some snowbirds. But yeah, no, I like just the price tag is enough for it to keep me like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna talk to those a filmmaker talking about the Missouri scene. I mean, not the Missouri scene, the Montana scene. Yeah, these are the guys I better try making friends with.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a weird, definitely like this is I guess you would say Hitchcock or De Palma on the fly,
Yeah.
essentially. Like,
Yeah.
there's definitely not enough structure in the script to make it almost make sense. It's like once Vanessa fakes her death, it's like, all right,
Well,
let's.
I asked my wife about 10 minutes before it ended. I go, what do you think of this whole thing? And she thought it was a dream. She thought maybe the whole thing was a dream.
Well, I guess it
But
kind of justifies the storytelling telling element at the end of it. Like,
yeah.
but
Yeah, now as I watch this as I'm older, I'm like, I'm sure they spent a long time filming this, and like I'm assuming they probably filmed this in like '95 or something, a good 2 3 years before it was released. But yeah, I don't
or
know.
it, it,
I
it
still enjoyed it, and
yeah, no, it's fun, and it just gets so silly. Like,
yeah,
it's like Bokeem is great in it.
yeah,
Like, you want to see this guy's adventure,
he's great. He has a few little. I think his acting in a few spots is a little, kind of whatever, but
but he's hit that is the best thing about the script is he is pretty much reacting how like a normal person would react to this stuff.
yeah.
Uh,
What?
just naive enough to get himself into this trouble, but
Yeah,
like, oh, okay. Yeah, just the entire fact that no, this is not how people act, and he's calling people out on it. Like, I
yeah,
know is something up,
yeah.
and
Tell me when in the end it was all him the whole time. They're all after the
mm,
guys just after him. But yeah,
yeah,
caught up, caught up. When you
right,
said you
yeah,
were looking for crazy flicks, I said I
yes,
got one
no,
for
it's
you.
right, yeah. And once it, as I say, it's one that makes you earn it. So it's uh, once you get, but like once the craziest starts, it's like you're in, you're in for in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's just got a lot of faces that you like, oh yeah, that guy, that's gonna make it cooler. Like
yeah,
Basil
yeah.
Wallace showing up. Like
As a
you
wall.
like like you went full screw face. Like, oh man, awesome. And it's like that's why probably the best Seagal movies Under Siege, but that's probably why I'm always going back to Mark for Death, especially since you got Danny Trejo in a moment, Keith David. A lot of guys like, yes, this is gonna pick up type movie. And like as I'm trying my best right now to get Joe Pantoliano onto the Rewatchables podcast so they have to answer for naming the That Guy Award, the Joey Pants Award.
Good old Joey Pants.
I talked to him got his autograph at NOLA, and it's like, dude, you're like a drinking game, man. Like, if you show up, we got to celebrate. Oh, never heard that. Well, you never heard the Rewatchables podcast? I don't listen to any podcasts. Well, they have a award named after you, the Joey Pants Award for that guy. You don't know, you can't think of his name, but you know, and it's like they name a fucking award on me, and they never even asked me to come on. Like, so
that's funny.
I've been doing my best on social media, which is hard when you get banned for Twitter, just because, you tell people to fuck off with their imaginary friends or hashtag RNC.
Light him on fire. You know what's funny about one of my favorite Joey Pants story is the one where he's on
Conan O'Brien or
no, he's on it was when he was in the movie with stupid Harrison Ford, The Fugitive.
Yeah, I've heard it from a talk show. Yeah,
he's in the thing, and Harrison Ford's like, why are you alive? He's like, he goes, you wouldn't have survived that, which obviously he would not have survived that metal thing hit him. He goes, well, maybe I'll come back for the sequel. And he goes, there's not going to be a sequel because I'm not going to be in it. And he goes, well, maybe we'll find another $12 million asshole
that's yes,
and they did Wesley Snipes,
Mm-hmm. And
I'm the one person who I cannot stand Harrison Ford. He's my least favorite person in the whole entire world. But
it's one of those, growing up with him being so much like, hey, I'm over. I don't want to be the guy everybody recognizes.
Yeah.
I'm a guy, I'm just a working actor who, it's kind of like how Alec Guinness was when Star Wars is what he's going to be best remembered for.
Yeah.
He was very bitter about that. So I guess Harrison Ford is, lived long enough to become the nerd. So
yeah,
I kind of appreciate it. Like, there's a great Conan O'Brien bit, Secrets, where some celebrity is sitting in a dark room, like David Bowie did it. Tom Hanks, I think's done it. But what Harrison Ford was, Harrison Ford Secrets. A kid asked me for an autograph once, and I went and gave it to him, and then he said, "Thank you, Mr. Hanks." I grabbed that piece of paper, tore it up, and said, "Tom Hanks is dead." So,
my favorite of the Secrets was Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow goes, every time, no one knows this, but every time before I start a new movie, I kill a homeless person with a ball-peen hammer. I always got a kick out of that.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, again, I was in the professional wrestling business. We're all ritualistic. I get it. I'm not holding it against you. You got to get there.
Give it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, I mean, that's
we're caught up.
Caught up on
no
caught
pun
up.
intended.
Yeah. So, just through our formalities, then, Jason, where can they find you? Do you have anything you want to talk about, promote?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. I make some crappy YouTube videos. End of Time Travel, I think, is my YouTube handle. And then I'm on Blue Sky. That's really the only social media I'm on.
No, that's the only one I appreciate myself.
Formerly Nick Destro, NIC.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that was Nick Destro was my Twitter handle.
Right.
So. But that's it. Come say hi. Thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it. Highlighted 2026 so far.
All right. So that means I got to keep having you on the show to keep that.
Keep going.
Right. So Of course, you can find me on Blue Sky primarily at CatBus Russ. Yes, I do post on the Meta platforms. I'm a web design. I was a web designer, so of course I don't like Mark Zuckerberg. And never mind, Facebook's all the people I grew up with, and again, growing up in a conservative town, don't necessarily want to hear
I
from
get it.
them.
Yeah.
If you want to help the show out, you can become obviously rate and subscribe on your favorite podcast apps. You can become a Patreon member. That's patreon.com/I dig crazy flicks, where $3 a month's all I'm looking for. If you don't like the podcast, well, take a look at the Ava the Queen Kitty. That's 3 tins of cat food you're getting for recognized royalty. But I will give you your choice of a fridge magnet or a waterproof sticker. I use those all over my job, subliminal as I can. Um, you get a shout out. You get access to the original 90forchill.com, the podcast feed. So hear how I've grown as a podcaster, and you get a shout out in every episode as long as you're subscribed. So thank you. Thanks, Dad. Thank you, The Scoop Staley, former AA wrestling backstage personality. And thank you, Tim Bates. You can find him on episodes about 1989's Bloodsport and Space Arena and the horror comedy classic 1988's Night of the Demons. And the best way to help the podcast on is do what Jason did. Come on the show. Offer me a film, a director, an actor, a theme. As long as the content is bonkers, I'll happily talk to you about it. If you got something a little more down to earth, which I think is kind of a nice little balance with Caught Up, because, Bokeem's not playing the Shocker. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, isn't he going to be Shocker 2? He automatically became Shocker 2 when Shocker 1 got killed?
Right,
he
something
still has
like
the
that.
things, but I don't think we'll ever see him again. But he might be back in this one with Scorpion and Tombstone. That would be cool. That would be something to look forward to.
Well, there you go. So,
awesome.
Yeah. I'll happily talk about it. Just give me 40 minutes at the least to Zoom, and we're there. So thank you, Station Marie Harden, for keeping an eye on me, keeping me out of too much trouble, and I hope you're doing the same for everybody else touching your life, and I hope you're squeezing the ectoplasm out of Skimble Shanks, the one-eared angel. So, hey, thanks again for coming on, Jason.
Yeah, of course, brother. Thank you.
Of course, we got ideas now for what to do next.
Yeah, anytime.
All right. Well, thanks again, and have yourself a good day.
Later, brother. Bye.
Later.
Can I hear a wahoo?
This podcast was made possible by the love and support of Dave and Cindy Stevens, Rory Stevens and Allison Higgins, Danny Daniels, and Stephanie Smith.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.